All right, 1 second. Be right back.
Are we slapping today? If we are slapping today, let's slap a number on it, shall we? Kids, this is episode number 250. 250. If you add all that together, you get a lot.
All right. How did you do it? What number is it? I couldn't hear up the mountain.
Yeah. Too windy. This is episode number, yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, Turbo got it right.
I knew it this time. 250.
Episode 250. That's a milestone, kids. There's another milestone. Oh, and another milestone.
Everybody have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, lots of turkey, ham, stuffing, gravy.
Good. Everybody's family doing good?
Yeah. We had over the in-laws, and my brother-in-law was in town, and David came in from Denver, so he's so cool. Him and his gal, Pam, and good people. So we got to spend a couple days with them.
Magnifique. Chad, what'd you do?
What about you, Chad?
Just my mother and I had Thanksgiving. Nobody else.
Right.
My brother often comes over with his fiance, but they decided to celebrate in Austin this year. So it was just the two of us. My mom did an amazing job cooking as usual, always outdoing herself. So, and I was enjoying those leftovers for about a day afterward. They didn't last long. That's
Excellent.
Always the one of the good things about this week, just not worrying about calories.
Yeah, you can still worry about that later. Yeah, I went to Santa Fe, New Mexico, as you can probably see by some of the clips we'll be showing here in a minute.
This is what they call wheelchair accessible.
I have to say the coffee and the food in New Mexico are...
This video, my friends, is dedicated to all the people of Santa Fe, New Mexico, and their great coffee, iconic coffee, and also in Albuquerque, slow burn since Espresso Fino is closed. Also, thanks to the wildlife here for not laughing at me for taking 3 hours to get up what I've seen 80-year-olds do in 5 minutes.
I'm going against the rule. You know, the rule was always no Mexican food. You don't eat Mexican food north of I-10. No. It doesn't happen. Completely false. Albuquerque and Santa Fe, food is out of this world. Anything with green chilies in it.
I don't know if our editor-in-chief put this video on there or not, but there is ice on the ground, kids. Still in the shadows, which I found out the hard way was not a gift from the local drug lords. Let's just say I found out the cold way.
Looks like you've got some Christmas lights going. No?
Yeah, they're in the front. This is what happens. I run like one strand. I'm like, this happened years ago, but I'm like, I'm going to do this section. And then I'm like, yeah, no, I'm going to do this section too. And the next thing you know, I'm at the store. And the next thing you know, it's like a 2.5 day event. It's like 2 full days for me to get it all done. It's a process. I mean, you know, where people come to your house and take pictures in front of it? Like, that's what I want. You know, I'm like, oh gosh. This year I pulled it down. I only did 1 day. I pulled it down, but it was still like, I wrapped the whole front of the house, you know.
Nice. Did you have to get up on the roof?
No, I don't get on the roof. We've got 3 A-frames, and I usually do the one because I can get up there. I have a 20-foot ladder, and I'm at the very top of that thing. Like, my arms are straight up, like, but I need like a 24-foot to hit the other one. So I don't know. I'm debating tomorrow whether I'm going to go get one. I'm just like, I just can't stand being up there. Oh my God. My heart, I feel like I'm going to have a stroke. You know, I was like, I really want to get the second A-frame. The third one, there's no way I'll ever do that. I'm never getting up there. It feels like a mile high. You know, it's just,
yeah.
And I won't hire somebody to do it. I'm just,
no.
You should get somebody up there. Nah. I was looking at this pole. I found this 11-foot pole, and I'm like, all right. If I get up there 20-some feet and I have this pole, can I make this work? I was like, maybe I shouldn't do this right before a mini tour. I need to do this when we have like 2 weeks off.
Yeah, so I got to go up the mountains in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and you'll see some of this and there, some of my ramblings.
So yes, the people are so friendly and generous and smiling and shiny, and I figured it out. They're all on drugs. So, if you are in the Santa Fe, New Mexico area, and you too want to be high as drugs, find yourself some iconic coffee, or find yourself, if you're in Albuquerque, slow burn coffee. And if this sweet Lord baby Satan mother ever gets around to opening up Espresso Fino in Albuquerque, you might never leave. Fair warning. Fuck Sammy Hagar.
just exquisite landscape. Mountains. I love mountains. I love sunshine. I love hiking and stuff like that. Just had 2 days of just getting lost, just going out, no idea where it's going, just up. And the second day, anyway, just amazing. So you'll see some of the footage, some of the best you're going to see. So yeah, it was weird too, because I was a stone's throw from Arizona. I was thinking, man, I should just stay here and get the lads to bring the stuff out. Have you guys drive out and meet me? I was like, God. But no breaks on this. So we are. What are we? At 1 day away from today's Slapper Day. Tomorrow we're jumping in the van. We're going to Turbo,
Arizona.
Very good.
Going to Chandler, Lake Havasu, and Bullhead.
Hey, so Chandler is the place, or Chadler is the place that we haven't played, right?
Yes.
Is that right?
I thought.
Where's Fibber McGee's?
Where is Fibber McGee's?
Jack's phone.
I thought it was Chandler. I could have sworn it was.
It is.
It is there? Well, let's erase that whole section.
Just
Erase
write it all
that.
out. So, no, we get to go. After Chandler, we get to go to Lake Havasu. I've been jonesing to get out there. You know, that's my hometown where I grew up. And so get to see a lot of familiar faces. And I can't wait to show you guys. I don't know if you guys even have been through there, but we'll get to check it out. So,
Turbo, we know that you have grown up in Lake Havasu. Tell us about your relationship with not just Havasu, but you're well traveled in the state. But give us a little background, young Turbo into seasoned Turbo. Give us a little Arizona history here.
When I was a young child, I lived in Southgate, California, basically near LA. And we used to vacation out in Parker and Lake Havasu. My dad used to ride jet skis, and my mom and dad used to go out there and so we had like a jet ski rental business. And so we would go out there and they would rent jet skis and we would go vacation all the time. And then eventually at some point, my parents were like, we're moving out there. And so when we moved out there, I remember there was no traffic lights when we first moved there.
Wow.
And I was like, it's so different coming from a big city. Even though I was a kid, it was like still, a little mini culture shock. But I loved it. I thought it was cool. And small town where houses are not next to each other. There's just empty lots and space. It's just desert, and we just roam the desert. So we would boat and jet ski and ATVs and off-road up in the desert. And I lived there for about 20 years. And then I made my way up to the Northwest. And so I was 30 when I moved to Portland, Oregon.
Excellent. My next question is Bullhead as well. We played there before. We played in a little bar called, it'll come to me. But have you played Bullhead before? You've been there a couple of times?
Yes. Yeah, we've played there many times. I can't remember the names of the places. I'd have to dig deep to find them. Not sure they're still around, but we played Laughlin, Bullhead. We used to play all those areas all the time. Vegas, Havasu, Phoenix. We kind of did those circuits. When you live in Havasu, it's 3-4 hours or 2 to 3 hours for all these places. You tend to travel to those areas, quite frequently.
Gotcha. So my next question, let me just say real quick too, before I forget. In Santa Fe, New Mexico, there are two very, very young, very attractive young ladies, one named Mary Ellen, one named Judy, that listened to SlapperCast, and they were marveling at how good the language was and that there was no cursing whatsoever. So we just want to say hello to our friends in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and thank you to the whole of Santa Fe, New Mexico for making us so welcome and everybody so nice, such a good-natured town. Very easy to outrun the police. Very docile. I think they're full on Mexican food or whatever. So we want to say hello to our friends in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And also, when I got in the Uber on the way home from the airport, the taxi driver, when I said Lake Havasu, lit up. He's from Venezuela, but he lived in Los Angeles until recently. Now he lives in Texas and loves Lake Havasu. When I told him we were playing there, he just lost it. Very, very, very excited for us. He said the best town. That's where he vacationed as well. That's why I had so many questions about Lake Havasu and Bullhead, all that.
Cool.
Yeah, the London Bridge is there. It's that's kind of the center point of the town, or the focal point of the town, I would say. I think McCulloch was his name, but he brought in the London Bridge, and it wasn't even a waterway. It was just, they put the bridge in and then trenched the land underneath it and sort of made that, kind of waterway underneath it. And that's really how they built Lake Havasu. They kind of built this whole town. And I can't wait to show you guys. It's super cool. I saw it all lit up. Like they do a huge lighting for, December and Christmas. And I was like, oh man. I was like, I wonder if we can show a picture, Chad. I have one that somebody sent me, but I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to be cool to go down there and see that. And I'm hoping we get a chance to break off and do that. And so I think it'd be cool to get a picture down there.
Definitely.
Yeah, because right there under the London Bridge, that's where I played my very first show. So I was like, oh man, we got to get a picture there in that same spot. It'd be cool.
Yeah, very cool. Chad, what was your favorite place in Arizona to play? I know Lake Havasu and Bullhead, Chandler now are going to take over, but until recently, what was your favorite place in Arizona to play?
I do have fond memories of Rosie's, which is where we met Heidi. That was a really cool bar. It's a shame it's not there anymore. But the last time we played at Fibber McGee's, I mean, that show at Fibber McGee's was pretty freaking awesome. We had the place packed from wall to wall, so that was kind of hard to beat.
Yeah, that was a good time.
I'm saving up to be a Scientologist. Did I tell you that? I'm going to pay in sweat and profanity. Actually, I think I'm overqualified.
Now, while I was up the mountain, up the mountain, I killed and I shone a light. Is anybody ready to join me up the mountain and sacrifice? All right, Turbo, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna shine a light on the band first. So I got my new shirt in the mail, a band called Cigar. Not sure if you guys heard of it. This is hands down my favorite style of music. I just love that 90s melodic punk rock. Like I could listen to it. If you only had one choice left to listen to, that's what I would pick. Just hands down, I could listen all the time. But Cigar is a band from like the later 90s, and they were on Theologian Records and, kind of a indie punk rock band. And, man, I used to listen to them all the time. And all of a sudden they popped up on my feed a couple weeks back. And I'm like, they're back together. And so I guess they got back together a year or two ago. And now they're on Fat Records and, released a new album. And so they got a new song called These Chances. And so I'm shining a light on that. And so I'm just so happy they're back together. I went online. I was like, they're selling shirts. I was like, oh my gosh, give me one of those. And so the band Cigar and on Fat Records. Fletcher from Pennywise was the one who produced their first album back in like 98. I must have been in high school back when it came, during that time. So that's my band, Cigar. Check them out. Fast, cool. Melodic. The drummer sings, which I'm jealous.
Stand up and show me the logo again. That's really cool. That's very simple, but I like the typography there.
I love it because when you search the band and you type in Cigar, you're not going to find them. You type in, Cigar band, you're not going to find them. It's like then the wedding ring thing comes in. It's like you have to just keep putting all these words in to get to them. I'm like, I love this.
Yeah. They're probably kicking themselves now. That wasn't as big of a deal in the 90s as it is now. You don't have to worry about search results back in those days. Yeah, it's like naming your band Chair or something.
Chair. Rock. Here's my band, Rock.
Yeah.
Anyway, check them out if you like. I mean, I love them. So they're super cool. And I saw they were doing a new music video, and I'm like, oh my God. It was just, man, I'm just glad they're back together.
All right, time to kill.
Okay, my song I'm going to kill is going to be a combo song. Jimmy Buffett, Alan Jackson song. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. There was I saw this thing online. There was like a Jimmy Buffett tribute concert. And it takes a lot for me to get up and leave. And I was like, I don't know if I would sit through that. I think I would get up and go. And I'm just being honest. And when living in Lake Havasu, Jimmy Buffett played everywhere. And so I actually went on and listened to that song. And I was like, that's it. That's the one I'm killing. I feel like if you want to be sterile, that's the song to listen to.
That's very cool. Chad, you're up.
So I'm going to kill a song that was written by artificial intelligence. And this was any number of these things I could have killed, but there is a completely fake pop star that was made up recently called Nunuri, and she's an animated character invented by some 43-year-old guy somewhere. Her songs apparently are completely AI created. I think it's disgusting. I haven't even heard. I heard like 2 seconds of the song and I shut it off. The whole thing with that, just there's a certain degree of AI-ness that we can't avoid. It's useful to some degree. It's useful as a tool in some cases, but when you're actually creating complete pieces of work, like a song or a painting or something like that, and people try to pass it off as human created, it's dangerous ground. But I know it's sort of something we have to deal with right now, but I don't know what else to do about it right now except to kill a song on SlapperCast. So there you go. So I'm going to shine a light on something, a really old song that I used to really dig when I was like 14, 15 years old, which is, I think is when it came out. Alan Parsons Project, Don't Answer Me, which is a very sappy, cheesy song, but it always really hit me when I was a teenager. And it was one of those songs that like in my late teens, I like kind of, oh, this song's stupid or whatever. It's like, it's not as sophisticated as the stuff I'm listening to now. But I listen to it now and I just think it's brilliant. It's just kind of unabashed in its embrace of sappiness. Really great production, killer saxophone solo in it. And it reminds me a lot of the sort of thing that Traveling Wilburys did, not long after that. Sounds like I think he's paying tribute to like early Roy Orbison in that song. Not in his vocals, but in just the production style. And it's just a brilliant song.
Yeah, I like that song as well. I liked some of Alan Parsons' Project material. It was very soothing. It seemed to be very heavy on the melody and very, very tasteful too on the subject matter. I like some of their stuff. Very surprising that I did and that I do.
So, as we descend on this glorious New Mexican day, as the young Turbo once said, I hate killing songs. Oh, shut up. It's hard to hate anything up here. At this altitude, with this clear air, with the smell I can only describe as unicorn. Well, I better keep it clean. Stay upright, pal, stay upright. Let's call it unicorn naughty bits. The smell is delightful. The air is unbelievable. I'm going to try to ship some of it back to sunny old Houston, Texas. It wouldn't last a minute. Fuck you, Pasadena.
Yeah, so when I was, truth be told, when I was up the mountain in Santa Fe, I didn't really have anything prepared because I was just in that state. I'm like when you see dogs out in the fresh air and their sunshine and they're with their owners and that's exactly how I feel. I always look at the dogs go, you get me. You understand me.
I'm not sure if it's even worthy of a light shone on it, but a song I've been listening to lately by a band called Bad Manners back in the early 80s, mid 80s, called Lorraine. Wonderful, wonderful track. Not the most difficult song to write nor perform. However, great energy. We've been talking about great openers. Thank you, Kate Scott. Two great suggestions from you. But Lorraine by Bad Manners, Shine a Light. And, same era, same idea. Mirror in the Bathroom, The Beat. Now called The English Beat. Fuck that, The Beat.
So I didn't prepare, and it was just, as you can probably hear and see from the footage and the unscripted garble that's just coming out of my head.
If I had to kill a song, would probably be, how can you think about killing a song? Well, if I had to kill a song, would probably be, I can't do it. Usually I can't do it. Think Fleetwood Mac, think the Eagles, think Paul McCartney, think Motley Crue, think Poison. Think about throwing yourself off the side of a fucking mountain. Okay, now I got plenty of songs to kill. Some out loud thinking there. I know we've done many songs that people love, so I'll do a song that everybody hates. How about All Lang Syne? How about Mull of Kintyre, Paul McCartney?
So I really didn't think about, honestly, I can't even remember what I killed and what I shone a light on.
How about Lows Hanging Through the Day? Lick It Up by Kiss. How about that? All right.
But I did mention, my recollection is on, I think I was remembering how Turbo doesn't like to kill a song. He's, I don't want to kill a song. I can't, but I understood what you were saying, the sentiment there, because I was up in this fresh air, the beautiful scenery, and just had all this. And it's really hard to think of shit that you want to get rid of. It's all, it's that moment where wow, such a nice day and all that. So anyway, so I just thought that was a little bit kind of strange. That moment, yeah. Something else that we said. I know that our good friend Kate Scott had said something. I'd quit sugar, or not sugar. I'd quit desserts. I've just stopped eating desserts. I wanted to just take a couple. I think it's been about 2 weeks now. I don't have the painful cravings anymore. I still crave it, but I don't have. There was 6 or 7 days there of physical pain where I'd finish a meal and be sore, wanting. There's a really strange detox, really hard fight. Now I still crave it, but I'm still off. And Kate had said something about some sugar-free desserts and stuff like that. It's just the foregoing of the stuff that I would eat afterwards after a meal. So, but I do want to say this: I have terrible asthma. My breathing and my just sleep, everything has improved immensely since being 2 weeks off it. So if anybody else is having trouble sleeping, I've always thought of myself as kind of being a little bit agile. And, when you get up in age, your mobility just, it can cease if you don't do anything about it. I've just had tremendous success with the last 2 weeks being sugar-free, or being dessert-free at least. Everything just seems to be improving. Even my mind seems to be freeing up. So if anybody's worried about or thinking about that kind of stuff, you just take it from me. This has been 2 weeks of, the first week has been fucking misery and somebody's going to fucking die. And now it seems to be just freewheeling right now. So
stay strong, boss man.
There you go. Yeah. Kate Scott mentioned she wanted to bake something for us, but she was thinking of using some kind of monk fruit, I think is what she said.
Yeah, that's what I was making reference to, as far as, because Kate Scott had said, if I make it with, Kate's generosity has been immeasurable, and we're so grateful to her. However, I'm just foregoing desserts in general. There was a few of the granola style cereals that I stopped eating in the mornings, just because it felt like a little bit of a cheat. I know some of us tend to gravitate to power bars, the Cliff bars, or and I remember when Macaloon, back in the day, Macaloon was making fun of Chad for eating Cliff bars, because they tend to be as much sugar and as much fat and whatever as Snickers. So it was kind of this, however, I have to push all that stuff aside, because it's one of those things where I'll end up running down this alley of crap, and the other thing is just really nice not having to stop, when you stop and fill up with petrol, it's really nice not grabbing those couple of chocolate bars, because it's as nice as it is for 5-10 minutes afterwards, that crash afterwards is not, I don't miss it. So sermon is over.
There's and this is potentially very dangerous for me, but HEB just came out with a brand of non-dairy ice cream that has no sugar added to it, which is not great, but it's actually surprisingly better than you think it might be. And the cool thing about it is, like, you eat that and it's satisfying, but you don't feel like shit afterwards, because there's no, it doesn't have massive amounts of sugar. So I think there's going to be more of that sort of thing being marketed down the line. It just makes sense. Like, why do you need all the sugar? Most of the time you don't.
Is it called Halo? The one at HEB?
There is a brand called Halo, but HEB they just recently came out with a brand called Higher Harvest. And there's some varieties that have normal amounts of sugar, but they have one zero sugar added variety of non-dairy ice cream. It's a good start. It's not amazing, but it is. There's a couple varieties of it that are actually very satisfying. So probably healthier.
We all eat dessert like right before bed. It's like you eat dessert and then your body gets this, and so it's like we tried the Halo. We've done a few of those things, and I'm like, man, I can go right to sleep and, not feel like, because I'm an early sleeper, not where I don't feel like, because I can't have like a bowl of ice cream an hour before bed. There's just no way I
Yeah.
would sleep. I'll be up for a couple hours. Like it's
Yeah.
really hard for me. That's cool. I'll check that out. That one you said, Harvest. What was it called? Harvest?
Higher Harvest, yeah.
Higher
And
Harvest.
I've only seen non-dairy varieties. I haven't seen just normal dairy.
So we're going to kill this Martha Stewart minute. And I think because of the just the blathering that I have on tape for this episode 250 here on SlapperCast, weekly podcast with Blaggards, I think we should kick this one in the head because we're going to get some footage of the one, the only Heidi Riggs when we get out to Phoenix. We're going to get her on some of this, so she'll be on 251. We're also going to have a young Jeff Duncan who we're shipping out to Phoenix, Arizona.
We're going to bring out the one, the only incomparable Mr. Jeffrey, Aloysius, Bartholomew, Reginald, Duncan on fiddle.
And we're going to pick him up. We're going to play 2 shows because Heidi's schedule is not allowing her to play the Havasu and the Bullhead show. So we're going to bring out a young Jeff Duncan, the Canadian, if you will, and have him join us out there. So we also will be showing you a lot of the beautiful scenery out on our drive to Phoenix and to Bullhead and to Havasu, and lots of pictures and stuff like that. So we invite you to come along with us.
And then December, we have our annual toy drive coming up at the Continental Club of Houston, Texas. And if you look carefully down here, right around there under that rock, you'll find our flyer. Rock the Shelter, Clay Dallas and the Soul Survivors, the Mighty Orc, Open Door Mission Choir, Blaggards. Here we go. Okay, we're going down, she said unhappily. Yes, Continental Club, the annual toy drive with the magnificent Joe Shimensky and his even more magnificenter, betterer half, the beautiful Miss Kelly Burns Shimensky, Mrs. Kelly Burns Shimensky. They just had an anniversary. Congratulations.
We'll say that we're down to the last couple of boxes of Christmas cards. They'll only be available at the shows from now. I think there's some print on demand, but we're going to have them we're going to have our Christmas cards at the shows. And the nice thing about them is they keep, look at them right there. And we have another design as well. And actually, if you permit me 2 seconds, I shall go grab the other one. Give me 1 second.
Oh, I should show that book.
Yeah.
All right, we ready? Is he riding the tiger?
Yes.
So that's the first you've seen. As pretty as they are, look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo. Then there's some very, 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 very adult content there. I can't let you read it. You have to be over the age of 47. Now this is the other one, designed by a young fellow by the name of Connor Devlin, Devman Designs, and he is he's very excited about this one. So this is the first time this has ever been seen. Check that out. I can't show you that one. That's rude. But anyway. So
yeah.
Not cool?
Well done. So Miss Moxie and I got this in the mail. Wow. It's a book, like a photo book from the tour. So Miss Jennifer Mackey, who went on the tour, sent this to us. And I don't know if I can show through all the pages, but I'll give you this picture, and wrote a nice message. And oh man, and then it's I'll give you a quick tour here, but it's photos of the tour. I'm kind of going fast here, but all the shows, the whole journey, all the stuff, and she like individualized them and sent it to us and sent it to a couple other people. But I'll show you guys a little more when we get on the road. I'll bring it with me. But I just want to say thanks to Jennifer. That was, man, Stacy was tearing up. It was pretty awesome. You know, Stacy still tells me that was the greatest trip I've ever been on. And so and that was my first time going with Blaggards, and I'm a fan, so I'm going again. But
yes, you are.
She got some great shots in there. I can't wait to share with you guys.
Very cool. Yeah, that's we're blown away when I saw that. That's amazing work. And so many people have contacted us to say thank you and whatnot. And I believe that we're going to have on the WhatsApp group, just maybe ask them. I think Keita, our friend in Austin, had asked about writing a review. So we're going to put that on there. So we should put that on our WhatsApp thing. But also so many people to thank for such a wonderful trip. We do have the 24 2024 details available. We're going to set them out running this week. So it's it's always an amazing trip. But this time I think we've got something extra special coming this time. A couple of big surprises on this one, and you can check out blaggards.com and see what the thing. I should be at the end of today is Slapper Day Tuesday. We should have it done by, I'm hoping, Wednesday or Thursday, and have it up and ready for everybody to see and sign up and whatnot. So 24 is going to be a massive year. Before we wouldn't have any of this if it wasn't for our friends at Patreon, all our Patreon group. Thank you very much. And for the people that came with us to Ireland, it's the birth, it's the rebirth, but it's the biggest thing we've done. So we're adding to it, and we're going to keep adding to it, and we're going to just create, memories of a lifetime, and just so much good stuff coming this year. We're so thrilled for it. So, thanks to everybody involved, and a big thanks to the band too. Everybody, not only worked their ass off, but played their ass off. And, it's just a special trip with very special. It's like I said before, I've said it a few times, it's like we handpicked the people to go. It was so much fun. Just friends for life. People have made friends for life, which they always do. And they're staying in touch, and we're so grateful. So anyway, join us on the road to Arizona. We're going to be heading out tomorrow, Wednesday. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Remember, please, if you like this shit, hit that subscribe button or put the thumbs up or just comment, whatever. It just helps push this thing out. So thank you for that.
Yes, please. Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you next week here on SlapperCast.
Bye.
So I'm taking you with me here. Down the mountain, uphill was a breeze that quickly vanished and turned into people pointing and laughing.